Andreas, not us.
Are you minimalistic today?
It's an artistic choice.
What's this?
Let's escape.
That makes sense.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's my game. It's a type of card game. But again, we're not going to be going into that. Sorry, new people. I made a cinematic. It's my first one. So I learned some things. I don't like it. But I really wanted the outcome, the result. And I'm super tired. So day one, I prepared some stuff. The cinematic is of course based on me buying assets because I don't make my own music, sounds or art. But I wanted this to take place sorta in the nighttime. So I had to do this little processing thing. And it took about 10 days of work. My usual process when I make games is, or it's more like a saying, that I throw out 90% of my work, so 10% is sort of kept in and people get to see it, which would explain why I'm so damn tired. So, we're just gonna watch it. Could you just, someone have the volume control, because it could be a little bit loud. And I do this now. Thank you. The use for this cinematic, why I sort of decided that I needed it, is I have been going on and on about how to start the game basically, and especially how to do some sort of tutorial, but not a tutorial as we usually say, just like some simple gameplay to get the player started and warmed up. So this is, as you might have noticed, it started in a forest, moved towards a city, and then some weird shit started happening. That's because this is Twig falling asleep on the wagon while it's traveling through the countryside. So it's sort of in reverse. It's reversing back to where they started, but they start in the forest because that's where this dreaming starts. So basically, they are remembering what's happened the last few months of their lives because they're having this traumatic experience of having to leave everybody, their home and so on, and the fact that their training was fucked up. So when they wake up on the wagon, their friends Lizard and Goat will be like, oh, are you okay? And they talk about the dream and basically say like, well, let's go over it one more time. And then you do the tutorial when they talk about how to defend against the horrors that they're about to meet. something like that. But the important thing was that I get the cinematic, and then I'm sure I can just figure out the rest of how to sort of make it a seamless integration into the game, and then we're off. Maybe basically there will be a demo pretty soon then, if we can do this. So that was the plan, and that's how far I've gotten. I'm just gonna stop here. Questions? James.
Are you gonna make a gameplay trailer as well?
I don't know. Should I? Mr. Publisher? Okay, I guess so. Yeah, but maybe I should talk to marketing. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Mo, one more.
Oh fuck. What?
And Remi has a question.
Oh.
Mo and Remi.
Mo.
Did you do all of this in Godot, or did you use
Yes.
Godot and something else, or?
Godot. Yes. And just for you, Audacity. Remi.
Will you have another playtest or like private demo before your public demo?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I would have loved to start this weekly testing. So that was the plan from the beginning, and that I keep, dropping the ball on. But yeah, I would like to at least start with some in-house testing here, so that anyone who's like dying to play this for some reason, they just have to come here and pay rent and give us money, and their company. So yeah, there will be some internal. So yeah, if you really want to be like the cool hipster about this game, you need to get here fast. Okay, thank you.
Next up, Balevik.
Balevik.
Me, Balevik, woohoo. Yeah, stuff. I tried to do art. This is not me, by the way. This is inspiration. I can't draw this, but yeah, I tried to do art this week, or like try to make like a visual, like see how pretty I can make stuff in Unity, kind of mock-up. And what kind of made me start this game was like this picture here. I just really love the colors and the vibe, and I did also do a visual mock-up, like 3D last year, which I'm going to show in a little bit. But yeah, I'm just going to show a bit of inspiration first, like where I started. I just love this artist and the way he uses stuff and shapes and color. So yeah, like this is the image that made me start making this game. And then I also looked a bit of other games and how they do, like, because this looks nice and all, but it's like drawn, and but how do you make it look pretty in engines? So I looked at a bunch of games and see like, oh yeah, they did this, and oh, like this is how it looks in 3D, and then to kind of got some inspiration, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get back to this in a second, or like at the end, but yeah, stuff. But so basically, it started last year. I'm gonna show the first mock-up I did. It was this. This is what I did last year. Oh, there's no sound. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's it has like screams. Woohoo! So yeah, here I tried to use the colors I found in the picture, and I kind of liked it. So that was last year, and then this year, this is how it started. Whoa! Look at that. That's a nice drawing, right? This is me, by the way. I didn't find this. So basically, I had a 3D scene and I drew over it with a bunch of colors, and like, yeah, this looks nice. And then I tried 3 different variations of this, and then some other colors, and then I just kind of went overboard with this one. But I didn't use any of this yet. And then I was like, I'm kind of sick of drawing, so I'm just going to start doing 3D. So I started with a plain scene, and then I basically just started adding stuff. Stuff that looks pretty. Like adding more shapes, more stuff. Because it takes play of like a brutalist place or like a factory place. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have pipes and buildings, sure. And then I found a really neat trick with the lighting. I don't know if you noticed, but like, oh, look how flat this is. And then I added like a directional light with a cookie not a tasty cookie, but like a nice looking cookie. So basically adds shades, like it's basically fakes clouds. So yeah, no cookie, and with a cookie, like wow, it looks so good. And then I tried to add some colors, and I was like, yeah, this looks nice, but I guess I got really stuck with the red and blue color palette, so I kind of dropped this one for this area at least. So I went back with the red and blue, and then I played with the camera a bit, like basically changed the FOV. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but at least it is this way now. And then I just added some more post-processing, and then I tried some textures, but then I was like, okay, kind of looks good, but then, you know, it's kind of cluttered. I can't really see what's going on, like where's the character, what's happening. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll not have that many textures. So I went back to like a simpler ground texture for at least now. And then I got a little bit sick of the edges, so I added a fog. Just like, whoa, it's not floating. And then I changed some colors. And this is how it looks now in game. Just running around. And of course, I didn't really bother to make this area over here. But yeah, kind of like stuff floating in the background, and then you have the main gameplay thing on an island, and you have some point of interest around. That's kind of what a vibe I want to go with. And yeah, the games I found inspiration from, like Tunic and Death's Door, they use because I want to use ProBuilder. I don't want to paint textures and stuff. I want to do it in engine. So I found out a technique which basically is, I don't know if it's too technical, but like you can have a mesh in your vertices and you can paint colors. So like you can paint a color over here, like here is black and here is red. I think I have a video to show it. Oh, I'll show that later. But basically here, so now I'm painting with red on a vertice, and then I have a shader that kind of like blends the thing together. So yeah, now I'm painting with black and now I'm painting with red. And that's the good shit. I don't have to do work. It just does it automatically. And of course I got sidetracked. So I don't know. I spent weight. It's kind of what I do when I'm not working. I'm just like playing around with stuff. So I added like a idle animation, and then I just added some music, and then I was like, yeah, it's 2 a.m. I should probably go to sleep now. So yeah. And then I was like, the last thing, I'm gonna add grass, because you can't have grass without grass. Like, this is grass texture, but you gotta have grass. So I did some grass. Like, whoa. It moves, wow. I'm not gonna take credit for the grass shader. That's something I found online. But the neat thing about it is that it has a feature that it looks at the ground color and it blends it. So all the color variations I have here kind of gets picked up by the grass. So it's like really worked. The two things worked well together. But yeah, that's where I am right now with stuff. I had like 2 weeks where I tried to figure out art stuff, and then, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I'm kind of sick of. I want to code again, so I'm probably gonna do some code. But yeah, that's me. Any questions? Questions? No. Thank you.
Alright, next up, Pontus.
Do I need to turn on a mic or something? No. It's already gone. So, I'm a little bit more boring than everyone else. I'm here to do a little Who Am I talk as part of the Indie Quest onboarding stuff. And I'm super nervous. But, yeah. So, I came here about 1.5 weeks ago or something. And I've been gone for 1 week. You know, great start. But I've managed to get through quite a deal with the Indie Quest stuff. Like, doing the fundamentals again, meeting all of you nice people, feeling like this is a place I really want to stay at for some time, and hopefully learn from many of you, get to know even more of you, and hopefully in the future maybe be able to help someone as well when I've gained more knowledge and experience. But about me, I'm from Stockholm. I lived abroad quite a lot, doing many different kind of weird jobs just to get by. I used to play American football for quite some time, and I've always missed that feeling of belonging that football gave me. And now that I'm sitting here at my desk and just banging my head against the wall with algorithms, I look around and I see like, yeah, maybe I can find a new place to belong, and I feel like this is a good start to get that place of belonging. Other than that, I am not too interested. I have 2 cats at home, or in Stockholm. That's the most interesting part about me, I think. Does anyone want to know anything else or have any questions or something?
What are the cats called?
The cats, Pepsi and Gosan. Gosan means cuddly, basically. Yeah. Oh, I think Jason.
Talk about your favorite games.
Yeah. So I'm really into hard games. It doesn't really matter what kind of hard, but I want there to be a challenge. Of course, I love just a nice, cozy game as well from time to time. But what really gets me going is those moments when you feel like you're never going to get this, and you just have to sit there and bang your head, and finally prevail and be like, yes! So, well, but my favorite game right now is Elden Ring, and I'm really, really, really excited for Shadow of the Erdtree. It's, just, I'm gonna book the screen to have a live playthrough with maybe some of you guys when the DLC drops. So if you don't have the game, we can play together on my account. So that could be cool. And then it was here.
Do you have any pictures of your cat?
Yes, not on me right now, but I'll make sure, because you guys are gonna love them. They're cute kids. They're really fat too, and that makes them even cuter. So yeah.
Are you feeding Pepsi?
Yeah, too much. Anything else from anyone? Great, that was me. Thank you.
Alright, next up, Florian.
So hello, I've been working on Satan Stole My Girlfriend for around 3 weeks on the monsters. My goal was to make a sort of tool to make it easier to create monsters for the game. So the team had a lot of monster ideas, and I wanted to make like a tool that loads a monster defined in a JSON file, and you would need to have, of course, animations, attacks, movements, spawn particles, also stretching and stuff. So that's what I did. This is not from the actual game. This is another project I created separate from the game, and I recreated a monster that basically just attacks the player when he's in front. And yeah, it worked pretty well. So the next step was to make a node-based tool that makes it easier to visualize and yeah, know what's happening. So I'm gonna break down a little bit. The monster I just showed you has one body part, with 2 animations, one idle, one attack. And for every animation, you can preview them inside of the node. There are also event nodes in blue that trigger other behavior nodes. For example, here on start, play idle animation, on touch by player, damage player, on player insight, attack the player, but first it has to turn toward the player and start playing the attack animation. So that's still a prototype. I didn't implement it in the actual game, but we can already do some pretty cool stuff with it. So yeah, any questions? Yeah.
So the animations, do you just have them in a folder and then
You-
like, just load them in?
You have the sprite sheets, and you specify in the node or the JSON the path of the sprite sheet, and it gets loaded in the game. Yeah.
You said did you say you made a node system?
I use a Unity package that makes it easier to create this node-based tool, and then I use abstract classes to make my own, and we got that monster creation tool. Okay, thanks.
Alright, next up, Harry!
Hello. There we go. Alright, full screen this. Full screen is there. F11. Thank you. There you go. Hi, I'm Hari. The rest in the brackets is my actual name, my full name, but you don't have to. That's where I live. It would take you a very long time to walk there, but you can do it. Yeah, very poor executive function, but I have high openness. I'm very curious. I love to connect things. So I think that means I'm a good person to talk to, but like don't trust me when I have to send an email at a certain time. Yes. So my background is design. That's what I studied in university. But I also kind of studied pedagogy and like educational experiences. So during the pandemic, I kind of applied for this job that was part of this school, which was kind of tangentially related to something Elon Musk did for his kids. And so there it was kind of like combining games and education for a nice intersection of all that stuff. So that's why I realized, oh, I really like this thing, game design. And I realized I would like to learn how to do it properly, because I was involved in a lot of high level like game design decision making, but I wasn't really involved in building stuff. So now I kind of want to build stuff. Fun fact, while I was here, I was able to meet Zach Barth of Zachtronics, if anybody knows, and some people from Clay who made Don't Starve Together and Oxygen Not Included. They were nice people. I have made a lot of random board games and prototypes, but because I can't code yet. This is something I made recently. It's called Perma. It's like it's competitive forestry on paper, is how I like to call it. So it's like you have these hex grids, and like, I guess the innovative mechanic is that you actually generate the trees by yourself instead of placing stuff. I would make it much better if I could, but poor executive function, so it's kind of in limbo right now. I also try to go hard with the graphics and the you know, the cards and stuff. But again, I haven't showed you any pictures, so they might as well not exist. Yes, the Indie Quest. That's why I'm here for. I wanted to put a logo, but I couldn't. So if at all I would work on a team, I think I could really contribute with like design and visuals in general, but also now I want to understand deeply like how games work on the technical side. So that's really what I'm here for. The types of games that I like, you know, as mentioned before, Zachtronics, but also like I like these really sort of complex builder games where it really like breaks your head. And it's like, it's not really like, you know, like high adrenaline action really, but it's like you can keep on like building more and more complex things and it looks pretty cool, and you can like bring real life concepts of working with systems into this type of stuff, and you can kind of solve problems. I like that aspect of these games. Plus they all have like an interesting vibe and art style. So like I always love a combination of the two. But I also like, you know, kind of games that are just pure experiences, you know, like these are all like relatively chill, I'd say, but then they're all like a really immersive world. So I like that these type of games are really immersive, and I'd like to make something like this too, maybe one day. So these are some games that I actually really like, which I feel are like a really good intersection of all of these things, which is like you have like a really good art direction and art style, but also like some innovative mechanics. One of them is Return of the Obra Dinn, great game, should play it if you haven't. And the other is Rain World. Yes, I also write. I love stories. I've always wanted to have like my own novel or some sort of like universe going on. I have 2 at the moment. The first 2 images are kind of like, it's like, it's concept art I've made for myself using like AI, just for myself for visualization. But I try to like choose some good like artistic inspirations. So one is a story about like dragons in space and like people can teleport. It's fun. The other is kind of more like, kind of like Dune-like, but in some sort of like futuristic, like Indian-inspired like world where like there's a lot of like mind games, but also like you kind of, you know, you trip on acid and you do more stuff related to acid. So yeah, I mean, these are long-term projects. I don't know how long they're going to take. Writing is fucking difficult. Sorry for the swearing. I'm sorry. But that conveys my passion, I hope. And yeah, that's it. I live in Peter Room. Please come say hi. You can talk to me about anything. That's me on Discord, but I've actually changed my name to my actual name now, so that's irrelevant. And that's my cat, Infi. She is back there, you know, like if you walk, you can find her. And no presentation about myself is complete without her. So there she is, the best thing in the world. Thank you. Any questions? Yep. Yeah.
All right. So we're not skipping Remi then?
No.
Okay. Remi!
We tried to cancel my appointment. Couldn't. Guess I'm gonna present something. What's happening? I can see shit. Hello.
It's on after that.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, hello. I am Remi. I'm going to talk about Froguelike and the past few updates we got. So first we got 1,000 players, a bit more now I think, but yay! And the past few weeks we introduced more power-ups, which are like bugs that try to run away, but if you catch them, cool stuff happens. Let's see a bunch of examples. For instance, this one is going to freeze all the bugs around, so then you have like 10 seconds where you can just do whatever. This one is going to poison all the bugs around, so they're going to take a tiny bit of damage over quite a long time. So most of the small ones will eventually die. So then there is a lot of XP around to pick up, and this one is gonna grab everything. So here a lot of stuff is happening, but actually in game it's gonna like
be more like spread out. And so I just put everything. What do you say? So yeah, you get like ton of levels. It's just for the sake of showing what's happening. This is it turns you into super frogs. You can't take damage. All your tongues are just longer. You do like I don't know, less cooldown, more speed, well everything, and it lasts for like 15 seconds or so. This one is gonna make all the bugs slightly stronger, so it's gonna pick the tier above and just upgrade all of them. And the other one, the arrow down, is the opposite. It's gonna just debuff all the bugs around and eventually kill them right away. So yeah, that's everything we introduced in the past. That was 2 weeks ago, I think. The latest update that we got yesterday is this one. We're adding some time at the end of a chapter instead of switching right away to the next selection for like level selection. Here you have like 10 seconds where all the bugs just fuck off, and you have 10 seconds to grab what's left behind. And if you are a psycho, you can also chase the remaining bugs and try to squeeze maximum amount of XP. And right now, I'm working on balancing and trying to make some of the tongues, trying to put some feedback we got in the game. So I'm trying to make some tongues slightly better. For instance, I've been told that the rotate tongues suck. So I made it better. Now, all the length of that tongue is a collider. So it's not just the tip. It will collide with everything. So it's like, I don't know, landmauer. It doesn't do much damage, but it doesn't need to because it just damages everything. So yeah, it's cool again. Also, I struggled with that before because I tried to use polygon colliders, while actually what I needed was edge collider. I didn't know about that, but that's a really cool thing in Unity. If you have a collider that is like a broken line, you can use this one instead. It's optimized. Passive health recovery used to be really dumb. Like you had to take no damage for like 10 seconds before it triggers. Now it's just all the time. So here I took a frog with a really strong health recovery and also the upgrades with it. So here, like you can see, you cannot see the health coming back. It used to not be the case. So now it feels better. The curse tongue used to be at high level. The curse was removed, so it was just a really strong tongue that does a ton of damage. Now it does even more damage, but it's still like you flip a coin, it's 50-50. Either you curse the bugs and they get stronger, or you do a ton of damage to them. So like yeah, about 2,000 damage is huge. You can one-shot almost everything. And the latest thing I'm trying to experiment with is the final upgrade for these items. I want them to scale with the score, like to scale with the amount of bugs you've eaten so far. So here I can show the example with the range, where you can see the score up there, and I will just cheat and increase it. And the range of my tongues is now scaled with that amount. So it's not capped. So it has potential to just break the game and make it a tiny bit more chaotic. Like this. To be fair, it is very hard to get to that kind of score. But if you do, things gonna be fun. And I want to everything to scale with that, like your max health, range, speed, damage, whatever. So yeah, that's the latest thing. Hopefully that will be pushed on the experimental branch tomorrow. But yeah, I'm getting there. All right, that's it for me. Any questions? Christopher?
Will there be new achievements?
Not yet. Not with the... I mean, Johanna is working on more content, like more chapters and this kind of stuff, and this is going to come with more achievements. But no, I'm just working on balancing right now, so I'm not adding achievements with my stuff. Yeah, sure.
when you say that the abilities scale with the score, is that like only when you get new abilities, or just over time they
Over
just
time.
will get better?
Yeah, over time, and right, like I'm still not sure about it. It's either the whole score since the start of a run, or the current score in a chapter, which means that every time you when you start the next chapter, it resets to 0. I don't know what will feel best and what has the least chance to actually break the game. So I still need to experiment with that. But for now, the score that is shown here is the current chapter. So it's gonna reset to 0, and you can see the whole, like the total score, only on the score screen at the end of a run. So yeah, if I want to scale it with the actual overall score, I will need to show it somewhere. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still working on it. But yeah, like everything, like the more bugs you kill, the more your stats will increase. Also, it stacks. It means that if you manage to get 2 upgrades that increment the same thing, like the same stat with score, they will stack. So we will have, instead of plus 1% per 100 kills, it's gonna be 2%, 5%. I don't know. So yeah, I think it can be fun. There was a question over there. No, not anymore. Oh,
I
no.
have one regarding the experimental branch. Is
Yeah.
that something people can access to test?
Yes.
Or,
Yeah, it is public, but you need a password to get, like it's on Steam and everything.
okay.
You need to join our Discord server and ask for the role to join the experimental program. It's copyrighted. James.
We have a question from the chat.
Yes.
Hey, I have a question about the quest Party Hard. I gathered 10 friends from those quests, but it wasn't it. How do I unlock it? I have completed the party quest. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I was about to answer it on the Discord also. Yeah, this one I think. Yeah, you need to play as Stanley, and you need to get at least one friend, and reach chapter 5. And you should have the option to play that chapter that you're looking for. Yep.
I mean, play me.
All right, thank you very much.
Alright. Up next to talk about their sex life. Hanna?
It's not that exciting, unfortunately. James got so excited.
I mean, she wrote what I am and who I'm doing.
And like I said, it's up to you and your dirty mind. So, it's just an introduction, unfortunately. I'm Hanna. I'm also Rahel, but I will not probably respond to that very well. Because no one calls me Rahel. I'm 22, I'm from Estonia, I'm a 3D artist, and I do 3D art professionally, but I'm trying to get back to doing it as a hobby. So I came here to do some games again, because last time it worked very well for me. And I don't know who I am as a person or like how to describe myself, so I made like a mood board, I guess. Just like random things that I guess describe me, like movements and not hearing, or like platform crocs. And this is not my cat, but I claim ownership. Yeah, so it's just something something cute. And some games, they're not all necessarily like games that are my most favorite or that I play a lot. There's also games here like Spine World, which I played like 10 years ago, like it shut down 10 years ago or even more. Just like games that have impacted me. But casually I play creative games and cute games and chill games because I get nervous very easily. So like Sims, I can like build houses. House Flipper, I can build houses. I just like houses, I think. and like games like Offpeak, which have maybe like, I guess, inspired me artistically. So yeah, and big news for me, Moving Game came out today, so I will be working on that the whole weekend probably. And what will I do here? I'm planning on making like a shopping simulator game where you solve some puzzles, and it's like a weird basement corner store kind of thing. And the challenge this time is that I actually try to create some gameplay, but I have to learn to code, which will be a challenge. So I'm trying to balance doing art and coding somehow evenly, so it's not like last time where I have something very beautiful, but it doesn't have like a function. So yeah, that's it for now. So if you have any questions. Yes?
So, Walking Dead Season 2 specifically?
No, just the whole series.
Okay.
Like, I was deeply obsessed with it when I was 13.
What's the game? Sorry, what's the game on the this bottom right? That looks funky.
This one?
Yeah.
That's Offpeak. It's just a random indie game, and I played it once again, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, and then I got obsessed, and then I was like, I have to make a video game one day. So, yeah, thank you.
All right. Final one is Noah. Oh, do I have to go there? I trained you well. All right. What the fuck is going on here? All right. Everyone at home, Merry Christmas. It was fun seeing you. See you next year. Bye.